As a health and wellness professional, chances are pretty good that video editing was not among the skill sets you learned in your formal training. Same. And yet I have found a really simple video editing system that works well for me, and it all hinges around a single tool. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Michaela Bucchianeri. I'm a psychologist turned copy coach for health and wellness professionals. I help you bring more of your in-person magic to your online presence so you can attract more dream clients, patients, and customers with words that connect. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe for new videos each week. For some quick context, I have no background or training in video editing. I have been learning as I go, and part of why I'm so excited to share this system and this tool with you is because I've really found that it has removed a lot of the friction from my content creation process. It has smoothed the runway between having an idea for what I want to share with you and getting it out there and looking better and better as I go, if I do say so myself. So the tool is called Descript, and you might have heard of it before. It is an AI-based tool that has been rapidly evolving. It actually started as a tool to help podcasters create their content and share it, and it has rapidly morphed into a one-stop shop for all things content creation. It is a powerful video editor, and that's how I use it currently. Always, I will link everything that I talk about in this video below, so be sure to check that out. And as luck would have it, the timing of me filming this video has coincided with Descript rolling out some announcements about new updates that they've been making. So rather than me try to relay it to you myself, I thought I could just pull up my laptop here, we could watch the announcements together, and I'll chime in with some thoughts along the way. So let's start out with the obvious question. What even is Descript?
Hi, I'm Andrew from Descript. The first time you heard of Descript, it might have been as a podcasting tool. By making it possible to edit audio like a doc, Descript changed what's possible for podcasters. That's all great, but we're not stopping with podcasts. In fact, today we're here to talk to you about video. We actually see podcasts and video as two sides of the same coin. It's an interesting time for video. You might have heard that people love to consume video. If current trends continue, the average person will be consuming about 28 hours of video per day by the end of the decade.
This definitely tracks with what I've heard from you, and not just you here on YouTube, but my audience as a whole. I send out an end-of-year survey to get a sense of what you're looking for from me. Each year, the message has come through with more and more clarity. Video, we love consuming video, long form, short form. We're here for all the video. And that's actually what inspired me to focus on creating a YouTube presence here. And this trend toward consumption of video content does not seem to be going anywhere. So if you're interested in incorporating more video into your business, stay tuned.
But making good video is as much of a grind as it's ever been. And this is why. These timeline editors are a total drag. With enough time and patience, you can probably learn to use one, but they never stop being a tedious technical hurdle to channeling your creativity. So it feels like the stage is set for video to take its place alongside text as something that everyone is using to communicate, but the tools are holding it back. Video needs a tool that's as simple, powerful, and versatile as the word processor is for text. Well, we think we've built it. And today we're going to show you a new version of Descript that we think represents the future of video editing. You start out with your recording, which is represented by words instead of clips on a timeline. Then you divide it up into scenes using the slash key. You just add a slash anywhere you want the visuals to change somehow, and you'll see the scenes popping up in the margin of the script. This gives us something that's kind of like a mix between a slide deck and a doc. Now, if I want to overlay an image, that's a scene, so I just drag it on that section of the script. If I want to add a video, it's the same thing. And the video is trimmed so that it's contained within the scene. I can then tune the positioning of the video within the scene. Same thing if I want to add a lower thirds title. I just add a rectangle and a text clip to the scene. That's it. You get the power that you've come to expect from the best timeline-based editors, but the familiar experience of using docs or PowerPoint slides.
That gives you a little preview of what Descript is all about. But I want to skip around a little bit and highlight 5 of the features that I think make it so unique, so powerful, and just so worth trying. So first up, let's talk about the built-in media libraries included in Descript. Now, even though this channel is focused primarily on the word part of communicating your message, it's definitely important to consider the visual components that support that message. I actually have a whole playlist to help you pair words and images in your business, so you can check that out if you like. But Descript has really tried to make the process that much easier by folding in some of these media assets into the tool itself.
Next is the new media library drawer. This includes any files that you've added to your project, but we've also built in free access to premium stock media libraries with a searchable collection of millions of videos, images, sound effects, and music. We've also integrated Jiffy and Unsplash directly into the app, with more libraries like that to come.
This is a really big deal, the fact that you can access media assets right inside the tool without having to open up a fresh tab or go searching on your desktop. I know from talking to many of you that juggling all the different media components is one of the points of friction that actually stops you from leaning into video in your business. And so I wanted to start out by highlighting this feature. The second feature I want to highlight is Descript's native screen recorder. This is another point of friction that has been removed using this tool. It's totally possible to record your video somewhere else and then upload it to Descript. That's actually what I currently do. I use a tool called StreamYard. I'm using it to film this right now. And I like StreamYard because it has the ability to pre-record a video like this or to stream directly to YouTube. But again, if you want everything under one tool and you just want to make the process as seamless as possible, Descript can do that.
Descript now has an integrated multi-track camera and screen recorder. So you can record video directly into your composition, and the screen and camera will be on different tracks. And you can use this with scenes to easily switch between different layouts.
Hands down, the most unique and exciting feature of Descript, I think, is the fact that it runs on a script-based editor. Now, if you're totally new to editing video, what this means is that you can actually manipulate the video. You can remove filler words, switch around different clips. You can do just about anything that you would need to do to that video by working with the script, the actual words alongside that video. You can edit it the same way you would a Google Doc, and those changes will show up in the video. Now, this is light years faster than working with a standard timeline-based video editor. But just to drive the point home, first, here's the standard way of editing using a timeline-based tool.
First, I'm going to import the footage. And after this step, make sure you definitely do not move your files because you will break your project. Now it's time to pull A-roll selects. Start by creating a sequence. Make sure your sequence settings match your source footage though, otherwise you'll have all sorts of funky stuff going on. Then I just use my J, K, and L keys to scrub through the footage and use the Command K and M hotkeys to make cuts and add markers for my dialogue cues. After that, we move on to B-roll selects, which are a little easier since there's no dialogue. I do still add markers so I can keep track of my selects though, because the timeline view doesn't have any thumbnails. Now I can actually get to editing. Let's make a new sequence, otherwise you'll get completely unorganized. Here I am trimming the A-roll to only the best takes. You just kind of start to remember where you are in the timeline as you go. To add B-roll, I just stack my sequences, drag from one sequence to the other, and then adjust the heads and tails. Then I can use the Y hotkey to do some slip edits and use just the best part of the shot. Now for the finishing touches. All I have to do is find music and B-roll online with another paid subscription service and then import them. And then if you need to make any further edits to your A-roll, just know that it might break your timeline a little. But don't worry, just press the A key and drag everything on the timeline back to that edit point and then fine-tune all those cuts and you should be able to fix it. It's pretty easy once you've done it for a couple of years.
I'm having flashbacks to my own experience using those standard video editing tools. So I started out just trying to figure things out on the fly. My earliest YouTube videos were edited using various tools that I purchased or found open source software for online. Lots of troubleshooting, lots of trial and error. When I started out, it actually took me about a week of several hours a day working on the editing process to produce like a 7-minute YouTube video. That's a lot of time and headspace. I could have been aiming towards something else in my business. So after a while, I actually made the decision to outsource my video editing. And I found a wonderful video editor that worked really well for a while. It definitely lengthened the process of producing videos because there'd be some back and forth with different revisions. My video was always one of several in that video editor's queue. So I really found that I had to be planning out my videos like a month or more in advance. Descript, meanwhile, has allowed me to regain control of my own video production, but more importantly, to be nimble and responsive to new ideas that come up, trends or pieces of news in the field that I want to address. I happen to wake up one day with an idea for a video. Descript allows me to make that idea a reality and share it with you within a couple of hours. So back to the script-based editing, here's what editing that same video looks like in Descript.
Here's my project. I already recorded my script using the new built-in recorder. I had a few bad takes, but that's no problem. I can just edit those out here in the transcript. Okay, cool. Now I'm ready to start breaking this whole thing down into scenes. Over this part of the script, for example, I know I want to include some shots of me using my bolt cutters, so I just add slashes, and you can see the scenes have appeared here. Now, I just drop in the file. Context. I'll go over the features and how well they stand up to being packed to the gills with a bunch of stuff you might. Over here, I want to cover up some awkward footage of myself, so I'm just going to add another scene and add some video of, I don't know, someone running through the forest. Luckily, Storyboard has a massive library of premium stock footage built right in, so I just search. And sure enough, I can add it. Now I just add a few more scenes, some more B-roll. There are two main interior pockets, which you can zip all the way down for ease. And maybe some titles. Figure out what the heck is going on.
Now that gives you just a glimpse of how simple it is to manipulate the content of the video using the script. There are things that clip didn't even share, like the ability to remove filler words or create a custom overdub of your voice. So if you make a mistake, I make lots of them, rather than go back and refilm it, you can simply type what you want to say in that part of the video, and the little robots that live inside Descript will use a composite of your voice that they've created to seamlessly make that edit in the soundtrack. It's kind of amazing. So I'd love to know, what are you currently using to edit your videos? Do you use a standard timeline editor? Do you outsource it? Let me know below and tell me how it's working for you. The next feature of Descript that I want to highlight is its built-in social sharing capabilities. So in the past, if I wanted to repurpose a clip of a video I created to share on social media or Pinterest, I'd have to use a third-party app or tool of some kind. No more. Descript makes it super easy right inside the project you're already working on.
I'm going to show you how easy it is to repurpose my good friend Andrew's podcast into short clips for social. Here's a part where my friend Andrew makes a powerful point, so I just select the text and hit duplicate. Now I've got it in its own composition. From here, I can use Descript's included templates to quickly get it ready for social media. Here's one that adds dynamic text and a waveform. This is great for horizontal, but I also want a clip that'll be great for TikTok. So let's set it to portrait layout, and voila. All right, off to TikTok.
Recently, I used AST Explorer to look at the AST for my React code.
Actually, I'm just remembering, Andrew has his own branded templates for the different social media platforms, so I'll just choose one of those.
Code, and then use it to be able to know there was a relationship between two components.
Now I just click publish, and in seconds I have a video that's ready to share or embed.
For our listeners who might hear AST and seem scared.
Okay, the fifth and final feature of Descript that I want to tell you about today is its powerful exporting capabilities. Now, back when I was fumbling my way through standard video editing software, one of my biggest frustrations was that even after I'd spent sometimes a week figuring out how to create a short video, getting it to export from the piece of software I was using to my desktop or to YouTube or wherever I needed it to go was like its own total headache. So when I saw that Descript includes the ability not just to export your files in lots of different ways and to lots of different places online, but that it does so in a fraction of the time, I just about shed tears of joy. It was such a relief. So let me take you on the back end of one of my projects so you can see what I mean. Okay, here we are inside one of my projects, and when this is done and I'm ready to export it, I just come up here to File, click Export, and this little window pops up with all my different options. Currently, when I've finished editing a video in Descript, I send it directly to YouTube. So I click Publish, and I come over here and choose YouTube. There's a whole list of different platforms that Descript will send your finished video to. This all happens in the cloud, so I'm not eating up unnecessary space on my hard drive. So I click YouTube, I can add in information here, and then I just sign into my YouTube account and it'll post it in minutes to YouTube. Once I've done that, I come over here to export and I choose subtitles. This will generate an SRT file, which I then upload to YouTube, and that creates the closed captions for each of my videos. Again, that happens within minutes. And finally, I export a transcript. This is going to generate a Word doc, which my VA then uses to create a corresponding blog post to go along with the video. So those are 3 different types of files that Descript will export for me almost instantaneously when I'm done editing my videos. But there's lots more you could do at this stage too. Say you wanted to repurpose your videos as a podcast. You'd simply come over here and choose audio, and Descript will export the audio file for you. Or if you want to share your video someplace other than YouTube, say on a sales page or inside a course, you'd just come up here and export the video file. And again, I can't stress this enough, no matter what sort of files you're exporting, it happens in minutes. So what do you think? Has this made video editing seem more doable for you? I hope so. If you'd like to give Descript a try, go ahead and sign up using the link below. And if you'd like to learn more about my normal person's video setup, be sure to check out this video next.